touched such an important aspect of privilege over here, but I mean, the story you just shared, it's so heartbreaking, and I can't even imagine what you must, go through every day to read such messages, and so go so deep into the stories of people's lives and what they're going through in Gaza and Palestine right now. But speaking of privilege, what are your thoughts on it, and how do you think people can use their privilege to not just help themselves, but to help others?
I think first of all is spreading the message is very important. A lot of people around the world don't know what's going on. Mainstream media has failed us. I don't believe that they are fair sometimes. It's just copy paste and they just all say the same thing. People now rely on, podcasts or these type of live radio or TV to get their information from. So it's very important that we spread the right message, first of all. I think that donating is quite important to the correct organization. It has to be approved by government, especially here in Dubai. I know there's a lot of different avenues like UAE Red Crescent, Dar al-Bil Society. These are, governed by the government. They made sure that the actual money does reach people. I would be very careful in where I send my money to, because a lot of these non-profit organizations, they say they're non-profit. However, the shareholders have very high salaries, and it's just a loop for them to make profit for themselves. Third of all, I'll always keep these people in our prayers and try our best to avoid negativity from online. I'm getting currently at the moment 100 messages, direct messages per minute. And a lot of them I realize they're bots, because if you start to read it, it's basically kind of like AI generated. So it's like talking in loop. So in the beginning, I wasn't going to answer. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to answer. So I did a few of them, but it was really savage answers. It was just like, someone told me you need to go buy a brain. And my reply was, tell me where you bought yours from, because you need a refund.
Oh.
So these are the things that I was posting, and there's a highlight in my Instagram, that says,
wasted on bots, these good answers. Disaster.
No, but actually I made sure that the ones, like, I knew the bots, who they were. I can tell because they have a certain vibe, especially to the DP and, the way they write. But like the ones that have like one or two lines that were just like very direct, that I know they weren't, so I would answer those. And I put that in highlights, and I swear to you guys, like, you have no idea. Like, I had people from all over the world saying, this is the first time we laughed in 4 days. Like, thank you for this. Like, it took the situation in a positive way, because everyone's really upset about it. But like, I took it in like kind of making fun of what they're doing to me, instead of replying in a very bad way. So it's very important not to engage, because the concept of this propaganda war is, especially in the mainstream media and on social media, is that when they're coming to attack you, they're no longer wanting you to speak about the situation. They want to make it personal. So it's actually removing you from what your actual cause is. So remember I told you that I go back and I like to reflect and say who I am, what have I put out there? Am I putting out the right information? Am I making, let's say, too many selfies or whatever? And I'm a very good person at doing selfies. So I actually reduced that. Now I'm like, you know what? I'd rather put out information rather than myself. So people start to understand, well, Ebraheem is having a different aspect. So it's important that you pull yourself back and say, why am I arguing with this person? Why do I have to convince this person? This person is not going to be convinced. Should not waste my energy on them or tire myself with them. Completely ignore. Just ignore and move on to the focus. The focus is humanitarian support for Palestinians at the moment.